the Eagles trade, which was wild to see. I think initially you kind of like, oh, what's this doing for either team? And then you really realize that Saints are obviously locking into a guy in this 2022 NFL draft, whether it's, obviously two guys now looking for, in my opinion, what I see this from the Eagles side is they have 3 first-round picks. They're moving one. They now only have 2 first-round picks, and in exchange, they get an extra first and a second, right? Like they essentially are moving down from 16 to 18 for pick 101 in this year's draft. So they get a third-round pick 101, to go down 2 spots from 16 to 18. Then the number 19 overall pick, they send the New Orleans Saints in exchange for a first in 2023 and a second in 2024, which is you're picking up a third-round pick to move down 2 spots and then an additional first and second to move on from a first, which is a mid-tier first that could easily be a top 10 pick next year, depending on where the Saints end up, right? It could be a higher pick than 19, that's for sure. So I love this move for Philadelphia. It's obviously a huge win for them. Any trade value chart that you look at for the Saints, how I see it is they're positioned now at 16 and 19. 16 is conveniently ahead of the Los Angeles Chargers, who have a needed offensive tackle, and it's been rumored that they want to go get one. Now you're ahead of the Los Angeles Chargers, and you could make that decision as well, try and replace Teron Armstead. And then at 18, you're conveniently ahead of all these teams that need receivers, like the Chiefs and the Packers at the back end. You can add a receiver there. There is some conversation, right, about them potentially leveraging the 16 and 19 pick that they now have to move up to maybe number 5 overall and go get a quarterback. I just don't think that's what they're going to do. I don't see this decision from Loomis being one that he'll be essentially trading like 3 first-round picks to go up and get one of these quarterbacks. I don't think that's ultimately what it is. I think they want to be better positioned to go to fill obvious needs, offensive tackle and receiver, ahead of some of these teams that have similar needs.
You think so? I thought that storyline was crazy, that, they're jumping the Chargers because they have similar needs. I thought that had nothing to do with it, personally. Now, obviously, from the Eagles side, great deal for them. We highlighted that moving one of those picks for a future first-rounder is going to, 1, probably recoup you good draft value from it, and 2, just makes sense from a cap perspective. If you have 3 first-rounders coming up all at the same time, it's going to be kind of a bitch to sign them should you hit on those picks. So it makes a lot of sense for them. From the Saints side of it, to me, it is posturing yourself, because with pick 16 and 19 of this year's draft, you are more likely to get someone towards the top of this draft, say like Seattle, say like the Giants, someone willing to trade down and get 2 first-rounders right now this year to get a quarterback, because no one's going to want this whole bevy of picks to try to figure that out on draft day. Hey, get all these, first rounder next year, second rounder next year, a 5th rounder on draft day. That's going to be a bitch to try to figure out with the team if a quarterback starts falling that they want. But pick 16 and pick 19 is not going to be hard to figure out. Teams are going to want that. Teams are going to say, oh yeah, I'll take those 2 first rounders this year. I was going to draft a cornerback anyway. One might be there at pick 16. So I think that's what they're doing. Jumping the Chargers this early on, I don't think you would do it this early on.
That makes sense.
You wouldn't want to tip your hand and say, Chargers can give up a 3rd rounder and jump them back if the tackle's falling. So to me, I don't think they're jumping anyone or trying to play that game. You would do that literally on draft day if you were to make a move like that. To me, this is posturing to go get a quarterback. Even though I did jokingly text my Saints buddy, I'm like, hey, you're getting moving up to get an OT to block for Ian Book because of how long he holds the ball. But that to me is not what's going on. It is they are posturing, getting themselves in a good position to make an easy trade on draft day if a quarterback falls that they want.
I was talking to Chris Collinsworth actually today. I was on his podcast, and he kind of had the same take. I said, I don't know if they're going up for a quarterback. It doesn't make a ton of sense, right, to do it in this year's class, but maybe Mickey Loomis is locking in. We know Mickey Loomis. If Mickey Loomis likes a quarterback in this class, he's going to go up and get this guy. Yep. And maybe that's what they ultimately do, which I think would shake up a lot of things, right? It would shake up a lot of the upper hand of the draft here. We have a lot of mock drafts. We're going to go over one today, Bruce Feldman's mock draft from The Athletic, where he has Malik Willis falling to 30, right? Which I don't think ultimately was what happened. So everyone's up and down on this quarterback class. I'll tell you what, who's not up and down? Mickey Loomis. If he likes Kenny Pickett at 6, he's going to go up and get him very quickly here. And I think he does that on draft day. I think that's a good call out. I think that's good analysis of this.